So we're going to move on now to Governor Roundtable. This is a really important part of the meeting. Through our own oversight, it got dropped off the formal agenda. That was not by intent, but it's proof that that I only have to proof a document. We can still miss things. So this is a time for governors to raise and discuss anything that might be on their minds that would be a benefit for the group. So anything on the minds of the governors. I see Dan. We'll start with Dan.
Thank you so much. I'd like to mention something about Hunter that I think is really worthwhile and mentioning, and he's now a judge. So I just wanted to stand up and.
Thank you very much, Dan. For those of you who may not know, I've pro temp in Ferry County District Court for the last 6 years, and sort of a short fuse development. Our longtime judge, to my regret, resigned and moved out of the area. So I am now taking over in that position. It's a very, very, very much a part-time job, and I'm appreciative of my firm for letting me do it. But thank you very much, Dan. I appreciate it. Other comments? Observations for Governor Roundtable? Todd.
Yes, I just like to express my personal feelings as a governor that I have a strong appreciation for the events that occurred on October 7th. The incursion into Israel and the massacre that occurred there, and I would give them those actions myself. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Todd. Other items for Governor's Roundtable for your supplement?
I want to talk about the community service yesterday, and I want to acknowledge those who participated. I believe I can recall any time when I see the Board of Governors actually come together and work together to accomplish a community service project. And I want to thank Hunter for launching us on this path. This is a very good idea. At the end of the process, as we were walking back from our projects, we started having a conversation about how much of that experience reflects on what we do. We started with a before picture, with what I believe Matthew called a ticket of natural velcro that's was really hard and difficult. And when you see it, it's so insurmountable. Some of the priorities we talk about today seems insurmountable. This is before picture. You can see behind us is a very thick growth of blackberry that's really are linked together and with thorns all over, and it was difficult, but we came together. And I think the reason why we were successful, as we were talking about it, was because everyone pitched in. Everyone pitched in, even though Sarah was our cheerleader. She did that. And she encouraged us. But it was so good to be able to have everybody pitching. And that's the experience, and I'm grateful that it happens at the beginning of this year. If everybody do their role, okay, we are going to accomplish a lot. We have a very diverse board this year, and we have people with knowledge in technology, in non-profit administration, in corporate law, in rural practice. We have so many opportunities we have at the table. And you see people kept working and working. In fact, the project, the UDOC project staff that was with us at one point said, we're going to take a break. And none of us wanted to take a break because we wanted to get the job done. And it was so important that when we set our goal, which comes back to the priorities that we did this morning, when we set our eyes like the flames, like David said, when we set our eyes like the flames and we wanted to get this done, at the end of it all, we looked back and we saw an empty field. We saw that the mountain that was before us become plain. It was such a rewarding and fulfilling exercise. Even though we had bruises, we had thorns. Well, Sarah, so that to me is what the message is for this year. When we do our own work, we read our materials, we prepare ahead. If we have questions, we ask questions before we get into the meeting. Meeting moves smoothly. We get things done. We're not asking questions that we already know about. And so we got the community work and the effort we put into it is so important. So I want to say a big thank you to everyone that participated in this community project yesterday. And we get to see the other side of some of our staff and our board of governors. You know, never knew that God can work so hard. Kevin was such an awesome presence in this war. And I'm really lifted by Christina's effort. It was really very fulfilling to see everyone putting together and working. And though if we thought Dr. Andy is all about discipline, it's also about hard work. And I'm so grateful for that effort and to everyone for what they did. And Sarah and Shelley was also there with instrument and working hard and leading us. We're gonna go do this. So I want to say thank you to everyone. And this is what this is all about. When we come together and work together, we can get a lot accomplished. Those tickets of Velcro can become plain. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Francis. I really do also want to thank everybody who participated in yesterday's service project. I feel a little bad because I really proposed it, wasn't there, so it's just, I call it it's leading from the rear, I guess, on this effort. My hope is to be there, obviously, in the future, but I think there's something meaningful and important about doing something very practical, very tangible for the community that we are meeting in. So I really appreciate everybody who participated in that. So thank you very much, Francis. I will also note that we had a comment in the chat from our Deputy Executive Director. It's not appropriate as an organization to acknowledge October 7th, acknowledging the genocide occurring in Gaza right now. I think this is a good opportunity for me to talk a little bit about my perspective on Governor's Roundtable, is that this is not the organization taking a position on items that are out there. These are an opportunity for governors to speak about what's on their mind. As I think many of you know, maybe all of you know. We have restrictions as outlined in GR 12.2 about what the organization can do. And it's GR 12.2C that says the organization, the Washington State Bar Association, will not take positions on issues concerning politics or social positions in foreign nations. So, want to put that out there. Other thoughts, comments for Governor Roundtable? I see Sunitha. At least right now it's just Sunitha.
Thank you, Hunter. I'm really excited to be here at this law school, and I'm excited about the reception coming up because I really encourage my fellow governors to connect with the law students, to really ask them what their lives are like, what their goals are, what challenges they face. I think it's fantastic that we focus on our members. These law students are our future members. So I hope everybody attends the reception and really brings back with them a sense of what the students want or need or feel. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Sunitha. Other thoughts, comments for Governor Roundtable? We'll go to Tom, and then again, it's kind of a look ahead, because I have committed using our time wisely. If we get done with the Governor Roundtable ahead of lunch, we're not going to rush anybody on this process, then we do have some things we can move forward. And those would be executive director that we have discussed. We could do an executive session on, we could get the executive session on the executive director performance evaluation, and there was also, discussion about, priorities. So with that, we'll go.
So with your comments, if these are personal comments, not of the association, I would just tell you what was read. This eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth thing, what did Martin Luther King said, just leave the thought to the blind. Personal observation, not the association.
Understood. Thank you very much, Tom. Other questions, comments, observations, or government? I'm seeing Jordan raise his hand. Jordan.
Yeah, as Matthew, mentioned at a great CLE that was done on cybersecurity, I was thinking about, I think I've told a lot of you the whole conference I go to every year. One of the better conferences in legal. Margot was there this year, which is great. But there's one talk that I want to highlight as we've been talking about cybersecurity, that hopefully will be on YouTube soon. Keep an eye out for it, or remind me to send it to you when I can. But Mark Britton, former founder of Avo, one of our local people here, did a talk about AI for lawyers, and it was one of the more high-level talks I've seen, where he got beyond the this is scary, here's what AI can do in simple forms, and really talked about here's what is happening in AI already. And he even got into the regulatory side of things, of where the problems are, where regulatory capture is creating problems for the industry that will affect lawyers and our clients in meaningful ways. And so I cannot speak as well as he or go over his entire 45-minute talk. When it's available, I would highly encourage everyone to watch that, because I think that was the most insightful information about AI I have received from anyone, and I look at it a lot. And Kari was there with me as well, he can back me up on this. Mark continues to be, even though he's not in the legal industry as much anymore, a leader in this industry and someone to kind of watch out for what he says in these things. And there's a lot to be thinking about there, and the opportunities as well. And that was really the focus he had in that, is I'm not here to scare you, I'm here to talk to you about opportunities for the public, for ourselves, and get past, the mistakes in money that people are afraid of when they talk about these things. So as we talk about technology and cybersecurity, there's also the side to remember that there is a ton of opportunity here for us, for our clients, that is really good. So I think that's great. Okay.
Thank you very much, Jordan. Any other items for Governor Rounds here? Not seeing any hands here in the room. Back to Zoom. I'm not seeing any hands on Zoom.